Welcome everyone to the Brigade podcast. We got our hosts, myself, Jake. We've got Matt, Austin, and Tyler joining us again. Same as before, same as last week. There may be some sort of expletives being said during this podcast. So if
For me,
you're
I'm
not
rated PG.
really okay with any PG-13 type stuff or anything like that, click off now.
If you like,
Um,
so if hand holding is too much for you, yeah, you might as well turn off the video.
yeah, that's
Time to
too
get out of
lewd for
here.
me.
See you guys.
But yeah, we're back. Hopefully with better audio quality. I realized
Yeah, go
after the
back to
fact that I
Fortnite.
was, you know,
Jesus,
maybe a good 6 inches away from my microphone while talking.
I was a good
Yeah.
3 centimeters away from my microphone, so don't worry.
Oh, what
Ha,
is being
I
posted
was
right now?
two
French onion
centimeters.
soup? Oh.
Yeah.
Why am I
Using the
getting messages of French onion soup?
French onion soup
Why
Mine's on
is
the
that
is
the
same.
French onion
weirdest
soup.
French
message
onion
you've
soup is
received? Did
French
you
onion
not see
soup
the
is French onion soup is French onion soup.
Why? Just
did you
why?
not see the Rainbow Six copy pasta that got posted right before that?
I didn't bother to read anything that has been posted in this Discord that we record our
Yeah,
podcast on.
The audience is
there's
going to
quite a
have no
bit.
idea what you're talking about unless you
There's like,
you are
I
now
see
That's
the
what the
word
links
Austin
are
full
for.
of
IQ. I'm
screenshots.
not going to
Up.
put in screenshots of private messages. That's not
They're
okay.
not private. They're in
They're
Yes,
not
they
private messages. They're
are.
just
they're in
copy
his channel.
pastas. Matt.
Yes, they
Speaking of
are.
private, it's at this point that I'd like to read off the addresses of everyone that is currently here.
I'm
I,
begging
I
Me
you.
hope
first, me
that's
first,
Don't
me
okay.
do
first.
that.
That's my topic for today.
All right.
I'd rather not, please. I
Okay.
can't do it.
Well, speaking of topics, same as before, we just kind of talk about whatever's, not just topical. We just kind of, shoot it. Just whatever we want to say, we say it, and whatever we want to talk about, we talk about. Nothing really set, at least for this episode. Maybe in the
We
future, who knows?
zero
But
continuity whatsoever.
yeah.
The lore is all
Anyone
over the
got anything
place.
specific that they want to talk about today?
Well, I don't know. I picked up a couple things. I got Super Mario All Stars. The whatever. That's the one
Hey.
that's supposed to be like limited, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, they're
March is
gonna
when they're going to stop
stop
selling it.
making them in
Yeah,
like
I think that's really
in
stupid.
March.
That's because I really don't like companies making people panic buy, which is
Yeah.
basically what Nintendo's doing.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I asked for it for Christmas because I had never played Super Mario Sunshine.
Well, that's
so
one.
that was fun.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Super Mario Sunshine's the best one.
If
Yeah.
you wanted to play it, that's one thing. But some people don't want to get it right away, and
Yeah.
Nintendo games already don't go down in price. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
What about
I just don't think it's cool. It ain't cool, man.
Oh well.
I think it's cool.
did someone just say
To
that
limit
Mario
your thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Like, they don't like it's already a big sink for like game companies to make more games than necessary, especially with digital sales. So they just end up sitting in a GameStop or like a half price books anyway.
But
No, they're removing the game completely. Like it's not even going to be on the store.
That won't be on the digital store.
Yeah, but like I don't get the digital part, but I could get why they would limit sales in store.
I don't know. I just don't really agree. I mean, yeah, there's like because I could see like
I mean, it definitely
19.
does put a squeeze on.
Yeah, it's mostly the panic buying thing. I just don't like when people do that because scummy companies do that sometimes, and it's just like what the fuck, like.
I mean, if you really want to play this card, technically that's what happened when GameStop stopped selling, for example, PlayStation 2 games.
Yeah, but I mean, that went out of circuit. That's because the next generation was
Yeah, like
coming
this
up.
is basically
This
a
is
more short-term version of that same thing.
yeah, but
yeah.
No,
the
this is artificially done. This isn't naturally
Yeah.
done.
yeah because the
Also,
The new
yeah.
console
Switch is
comes out, then it's like, oh, it's been 6 years.
yeah, that's one
Okay,
thing.
that's fair. That's a fair point.
That's why you don't see Wii games anymore. I don't know.
I see Wii games. I just never play them.
not in like unless it's like Just Dance, you don't see a Wii game in like a Walmart anymore,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Well, I know what you're saying.
But again, like I kind of understand what you're saying, Tyler, because I'll walk in a GameStop or a Target and there's like 50 copies of Anthem that nobody's gonna buy there. But at the
Rip.
same
Yeah.
time, this game is relatively what people would like to play. So I
It's also 3 old games, but also it's a Switch port of them, so that's good.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know.
I mean, the real thing you should be thinking about, right, is the slight possibility that this game ends up going up in value after like a couple years after the fact when
Yeah,
no one
it's
can get
just
it.
like and Nintendo doesn't get any of that money too.
Yeah,
The scalper money. So it just doesn't really make a lick of sense to me.
I guess. I mean, but it also doesn't make sense why Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is $80 freaking and by the best estimates.
Well, yeah, that too.
It's out of circulation.
Just play.
Yeah.
Like an out of prep.
Just play a what is it? Emulate it.
Emulator?
Yeah, I know.
I could. If I was
Nintendo will
that-
DMCA you for
Yeah.
an emulator that they don't like. That doesn't affect them in any way.
I mean, you can do it as long as you're not, encouraging other people to do it or streaming it or something like that. Then it should be fine.
It depends on if you're
mean,
making money off it, because there was those tournaments.
Yeah, if you're using it for personal use, then who cares?
Well, those like Smash tournaments, it was because they wanted to play on Melee. They wanted to play Melee, and there's no online play with Melee. So the only way to online play with Melee was an emulator. I forget the name. It was like Slippy,
Well,
I think. But
It's the same reason like you can't like burn a DVD.
but like everyone already owned the copy, so they were just using the emulator for the online connectivity. I'm pretty sure.
But
I mean,
if you don't own the disc, you don't have a license to the game.
yeah, if you own it and you want to emulate it, that should be fine.
Yeah, if you own it and want to
You've already
emulate,
paid
I
for
say
it.
it's fine.
I don't
You
remember
have
if
ownership
Now,
all
if
the
you're like,
license of the
oh, I
game.
really want to play, if you're like, oh, I want to play Sword and Shield the second that it comes out, I'm just going to emulate it for free. That's a no-no. But if it's like an
Yeah,
old game that you can't even get the console for anymore,
yeah,
or if
Melee's
you can't even,
like 20 years
find a
old.
copy of it, then
No, I like
I
if
mean,
you're
if you've
playing
bought it before
yeah.
and you just don't have it now, then that should be fine.
If you're playing Smash Ultimate, you should be using, even if Nintendo's online connectivity is garbage, you should be using the official online thing. But if it's like Melee, again, which is like a 20-year-old game, doesn't have any online connectivity because they didn't think about it at the time. I think that's fine because they're not even circulated anymore.
They're running a tournament for it, right? For money?
Oh, I don't know if that tournament was exactly for money, but
If they're just playing it for fun, then that should be fine. I mean, I don't speak on behalf of Nintendo
I
with
mean,
that. I'm sure
right.
they wouldn't like it, but
I mean, I get they're very protective of their IPs, but at the same time, it's just kind of like it's like a parent that won't let a kid fly the nest almost, which is
Well, it's a slippery slope too.
are you projecting?
no.
that was very specific.
I don't know. It's just like if I was Nintendo, I would just let them play.
Yeah, but if you let one group play and then another group plays in a way you don't like,
Yeah, I could see that too, but
then you
It
have to
kind
start
of-
making rules for each individual group.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier just to mix it all at once.
do you think that they should provide their own official way of doing online play then at that point? Or do you think the game is way too old that there's just no way?
Like
if Nintendo
mean,
was to release somehow like online support for Smash Melee.
I don't think the game would work with it. I don't think it's built around it.
Yeah.
I don't think they would go through the trouble.
Okay. I don't really I don't think
Unless
there's
they
like
were like re-releasing the game.
right. If they were re-releasing it, that would be one thing.
Which I find that very unlikely because
Yeah,
why would
why
they
would you?
market
They have
an old game that has
When you have
less
Ultimate.
characters than its newest. Yeah.
yeah.
I think that was the whole reason why they specifically called it Ultimate, so that they could basically make that the one definitive Smash.
Yeah, but you know
I
what?
can't wait for this comment to age horribly. in,
Yeah.
like, 20 years
but you know,
there's Smash Ultimate
Hold on,
2.
I just got a Twitter notification from Nintendo America. What is this? Smash Melee port to Nintendo Switch.
okay, a-hole.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Wow. Followed by Smash Infinite.
Smash Infinite.
Smash
Smash
Infinite.
Infinite.
Third,
Oh,
I
only on the Switch too.
I
Oh, that's
just
kind of cool.
I just got
Wait, what is
another
this?
tweet from Nintendo. Matt, aka TF
Hmm.
Nut, has been banned from using any Nintendo products since he talks so much shit. That sucks for that guy.
Yeah, it's because remember when you bought Fire Emblem Three Houses and you didn't even play
Look,
it?
man, I'll
Remember that?
get to it.
Yeah, it's criminal, honestly.
I will get to it.
Sh-
TM.
shut the hell up. You
1
know,
year
Trademark
later, we're on a
rights
podcast.
reserved.
I don't play JRPGs that much, so it's an
Yep.
adjustment for me.
Then
All
why'd
right,
you buy it?
because you guys
Technically,
wouldn't shut up about it.
yeah,
That doesn't
with
mean
good
you have to
reason.
buy it.
And also, it doesn't mean you have to buy it. Yeah.
But I heard it was good, so I wanted to play good games. I had just gotten the Switch,
And
so
then
I
it
got
wasn't
Yeah,
Ultimate.
it's chess with plot. All right, like what more
Yeah.
could you ask?
I only want Edelgard. All right, that's the whole reason why I got the $60
Whoa.
game.
You
What
don't know
happened
half of the
to
ones in that game.
Mercedes?
Mercedes
There
is
was
alright.
Mercedes.
She
There was
alright.
Dorothy.
Dorothea.
Dorothea, not
Hilda.
Dorothy.
She alright. Yeah,
You
they're
would
alright.
like Hilda.
Who's Hilda? I'll figure it out.
Hilda is the pink hair one. She's a bit of an airhead.
I think
Except she's also like.
there's Petra too. Or did I
Yeah,
even
yeah,
say that
Petra.
name right?
Yep.
That's right, Petra.
That's just a waifu. The teacher lady.
Manuela.
Yeah,
Manuela.
Manuela.
No, I
dude.
think he means Honeyman or
Oh,
Honeyman.
yeah,
However
yeah,
you
you're
say
right,
his
you're
name.
right, you're
I
right.
don't know that one yet.
Yeah, talk
Seth?
about a waifu. Seth, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm probably getting memed on right now. Oh well.
Kranya? No, she.
Look,
no,
I
it's
will
not.
get to this JRPG, I promise.
Technically, it's not even a JRPG. It's
Is
more
it
like a tactical
It's
thing.
chess with plot.
Yeah, JRPGs are more like old school Final Fantasies, Octopath Traveler, that kind of stuff.
Well, I'll get to it, alright? Don't worry.
If you're not streaming it within the next
I can't
24
stream
hours,
it.
I
Well, you will be able
find a
to
way-
in April
With
when you get that
the
one
Genki,
Kickstarter thing.
yeah, what
Yeah.
Shadowcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how does that work again? It's just you plug it into a port on.
Yeah. So from what I understand, you know the part that plugs into your TV for the HDMI,
Yeah.
and then the HDMI cord plugs into whatever console you're using.
Yeah.
Before you plug it into the console, you'll plug it into that device, and then
Oh.
plug that device into the HDMI.
So it's
and then
almost
it's supposed to like Bluetooth connect to your
Okay.
computer or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's like a card reader almost for your computer. So like you get an SD card and you put it in the card reader, then you put the card reader in the USB port. Kind of like that.
Do you steal credit card information?
No, SD card.
Oh, SD card.
No, I'm
okay.
not.
I was a little
Federal
worried there for a second.
government, federal NSA, FBI, NSA. I think I already said NSA. I do not steal credit card information. I promise. I was talking about camera memory cards.
I don't know,
Holy
man.
shit.
That sounds a little Among Us sus.
Yeah,
LOL.
hi.
I'm young.
On the other
and
hand,
Is that
epic.
we
a
are
Among
flattered
Us
that you are
reference?
watching this podcast.
That was an Among Us 20. Wait, when did that
2020
game come out?
reference. It's 2018.
2020 reference.
It came out in 2018.
Big Chungus,
Shut
Keanu
up,
Reeves,
my
Wholesome
God.
100.
Oh my
Space
God.
Station 13 was better. Don't at me.
There's some stuff that goes on in that game that I can't.
What, Space Station 13? That's like
that's
like more
game's
no
cannibalism,
filter on
isn't
that
it?
game. It's a good
No.
game. The community that plays it concerns me sometimes with some of the things that get posted in the chat.
Yeah, it's just Among Us
Honestly-
is just you. At least my experience is just me and my family, and my grandma, who's surprisingly good at being the imposter.
Yeah, unironically, I would like to play that game with a group of people. I do not want to play that game with randoms.
No,
Among Us
don't
is
play
to
with the
Space Station 13 what Fortnite is to PUBG. You could think of it like that. Like
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I don't know, Chief.
No.
it's like a very like kiddie
Uh,
version.
popular?
Of it.
No,
Like,
those are totally different games, though. They have completely different mechanics.
If you mean in the popularity
Nothing
sense,
alike.
sorry.
Fortnite and PUBG are nothing. What?
I mean, like they're both like shooters, but they're both
The battle
completely
royales.
niche.
Both
Battle
jump out of
Royale
a thing in the
games.
air.
What I'm saying is that like Among Us is like a very what would you say, like
It's
Dumbed
maybe
watered
down
dumbed
down
down,
Space Station 13.
kiddie. It's watered
Yeah,
down.
I think
It's
we need
very
a better
kid
analogy.
friendly.
Well,
Then
keep
you
in
get, like,
mind, 3
Fortnite, which
people
is
made that game.
which game? There were 4 games mentioned.
Among Us.
3 people? Wow,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's pretty
There you go.
impressive.
Yeah.
there's a pretty small development team. Well, they made it in like
I mean,
2018.
you used to have like
yeah, go on.
single people making like Flash games and stuff on Newgrounds.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Spelunky was made by one dude.
Yeah, Spelunky's sick. Spelunky 2 is really cool too.
You guys remember Flappy Bird?
Oh,
No.
that
Remember when that guy
guy's
got death threats and he had to
Yeah.
go into hiding?
And
Like,
he, like,
federal protection.
took out he took down the game.
Yeah, he took the
It's
game down
crazy.
because he was like, I'm making too much money. This is literally ruining my life. Which I can understand that
yes, I
sentiment.
can understand that. Would I be in that same position? I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't know how to code a video game, so especially the touchscreen iOS one.
Remember when games were small? Like, what was it? Pokemon Crystal fit on like 1 megabyte,
Yeah,
or was 1 megabyte, and then now you get like an update for like Destiny 2 that's 100 gigabytes, and you just have to kind of sit there for
it's
an hour.
so bad. Like,
Yeah.
but you can't really blink because development cycles. There's so much There's so much coding and
You gotta put
information
those
that goes
graphics
into it.
somewhere.
Just like back then,
Yeah.
like games like on an Xbox 360, they were like, I don't know if we talked about this last week, but they were like really small.
Yeah, they were like 2 to 5 gigabytes on average, sometimes 10,
Yeah.
if that.
Yeah.
Now,
But yeah, fun
Wait,
stuff.
wait, how big was Skyrim?
I don't. It was like
Um,
8 megabytes, maybe
Hold
like
on, not
6.
megabytes, not
Megabytes?
megabytes.
It was, bro.
like,
It was it wasn't that big on
I think
It was at least.
I think it's like
I thought it was
7
on
or 8
360
double digits.
gigabytes. I think 7
Hold
or 8
on.
gigabytes.
7 or
I'll
8
look this
gigs.
up.
How are you going to be able
I
to
thought it
play it
was
on a
60.
360?
What do you mean? How would you play on a 360?
They had
My-
external hard drives.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, you would have to get an external hard drive for some games, but I don't for of all games, Skyrim.
yeah.
I thought it
Yeah,
was like
it's-
60 gigabytes.
Hold on a second.
Skyrim,
Like the new one?
Xbox.
Are you counting the DLC?
No, just based game.
If
Based
we're-
game? Base game.
Base.
Let me open up Steam.
We're
Let me
talking about
check.
yeah, I'm looking on Steam right now.
Well, 'cause
13.01
It-
gigabytes.
13 gigs for the that's on Steam.
Yeah.
3.8 gigabytes
Oh.
from the reveal in 2012.
That's what it would be on an Xbox. 360. Yeah, now it's like
3.8.
now
Wow.
it's like 35 gigs. It's
Okay,
just
yeah, I guess that makes sense because the textures wouldn't be as good on console as
No,
PC,
yeah,
but also, yeah,
but now those games that are backwards compatible, they require like 10 times the amount of space that they used to, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah. It doesn't help
Hmm.
that the new consoles you can't really use an external hard drive on them.
Yeah, like really, it's crazy. Don't they have ports for them? They just don't have the support for it yet.
Yeah, so you can get terabyte drives that you like click into your Series X, I think.
and that's like
Right.
is how it works.
SDD. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
You're talking about the SDD
um,
stuff, not the HDD.
Sure, but it's like a terabyte of space on it, I think. But if you try to plug in an external one, like I've got mine from the one, because I went from the one to the X,
The
and
Series
then
X.
I just had like the launch Xbox One, or
Yeah.
like a month after the launch.
Yeah, same.
I tried to plug in the hard drive, and what it did was every time I tried to start like Destiny 2, it would constantly ask me to reinstall the DLC. And then I
Ugh,
tried to
that's
start another
annoying.
game, and the game didn't even start. So I'm not
Hmm.
sure if it's an
That-
issue of it downloading twice,
That
or
might have-
or what. But
That I think happened to me when I was playing Payday 2 on Xbox 360, because my external hard drive was clearly in the Xbox, and I was leveled
Hmm.
up to like 30 in that game, and then one day it's just like let's start your character or something. So basically, I had to restart because something happened because of the external hard drive, and I was like, nope, I'm done.
Uh,
Oh yeah, Jake. So when you say hard drive, you're talking about like USB stuff, right?
yeah, I had a
Okay.
green one that was a terabyte or
Yeah,
2
yeah, me too.
terabytes. I don't remember,
Like
and
the
it plugged
Seagate
into
ones.
the back of it.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that
Not
was it.
exactly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I have a C. I have a C something for my computer.
It's
Um,
that's like one of the
I don't
only
know the
brands I know
brand.
about is Seagate. That's my 2 terabyte hard drive I got a few years ago is a Seagate, and it's still kicking. I had it for like 5 years.
Oh. Why would you kick your hard drive?
No, it's still kicking.
Why is how
It
does
Why
a
is
hard
is it
drive
it is
kick?
kicking? Who is it
working
kicking?
properly. I hate all of you.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
I know.
You see what's
Sorry,
happening
Tyler.
here?
Stop it. Quit. While
So
you're
what's
ahead.
other than games, what have you guys been up to since the last time we did this?
One I picked up an action figure today, that toy line I like, Marvel Legends, and the character's name is Frogman.
I regret asking this question.
Yeah. Do you want to know why?
Frogman?
Do you know? We want to know why I bought the figure? Take a
Is it
guess why.
because his name is
Because his
Frogman?
name is fucking
'Cause-
Frogman. Yeah.
And there's
I
Squirrel
thought you were
Girl.
gonna say.
There's
Good reason as any.
I thought you were gonna say it had a cool jacket.
Stop!
Rip
Oh
off
my
Iron
god!
Man.
I hate you. These Austin, this jerk gives me so much crap because I bought a Captain Marvel figure for it was really cheap for the figure because I'm gonna use it for kit bashing female characters.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives me crap for getting it
How
because
much
of the
was
cat,
figure?
because the
Only
jacket's removable
because-
and the arms I'll eventually remove.
Only
How much?
because of how
was
much
$10.
you hate Captain Marvel as a character.
I don't
It's
hate
the
Captain
only
Marvel
reason.
as a character. I really don't. I just
Okay.
didn't particularly like the movie when everyone
Yeah,
thought
Matt
it was
hates
amazing.
women.
No,
course.
no,
Oh,
no.
ay.
I love the first Wonder Woman. All right, I just didn't
Yeah.
What?
particularly like the first Wonder Woman movie. I really liked it
I get what he's
Wait,
saying.
when
I
did
get
we
his train of
switch
thought.
from Captain Marvel to Wonder
because Tyler said
Because-
that I don't like women.
So he's
I'm not an
proving
Oh.
he has
incel.
blood
I
some,
fucking
yeah.
promise. Holy
Uh,
shit. But it's just like,
Like,
I don't know. I didn't particularly like the movie, and I didn't particularly want to get any of the merchandise. But when I saw that it came with a cool bomber jacket, I was like, all right, I'll use it for customizing. And I don't like
Okay.
that Austin likes to basically
It's just
subtly
because
fucking
it's
gatekeep.
funny.
No,
Because
it's not
it's
funny,
funny.
you bastard.
I thought Nick
Matt, you
Fury
can spend
was
your money
good.
however
I
you
liked
like.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that was fun.
I don't know. It
I
just
had fun watching it.
it's
but I
not
wouldn't
god
say,
awful. It really isn't bad. It's just
Yeah, it just
everyone
mean-
was saying it was such a special movie when it's really one part. It's like part one is an origin story, the second part is a buddy cop film, and then the third part is an escort mission. And so I'm just like, that's not really.
Yeah, I only like the buddy cop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they bounced off each other good.
yeah, the chemistry was alright, but it was, just a little.
It just was.
I don't know. I feel like
It was
the
another
problem
Marvel
with,
movie.
I feel like the big problem with Captain Marvel at this stage, or in particular that stage of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, was they were basically trying to pitch her as the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe, when we've already for several decades had other characters and situations that, if Marvel had been there, would have been over, like, duh.
Well,
like
yeah,
Thor.
but they
Wait, several
explained why she
decades-
They
wasn't there in the
explain,
movie.
yeah, but it's still it's like it's a weird shifting of what's the word, perspective.
Well, yeah,
It's-
because they needed
Power
her
levels?
in
Yeah,
Infinity War to save the day.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, like that. It's just trying to make her more important than she currently was.
Yeah,
or
it's
currently
just
is.
show,
Yeah.
don't tell. Like I don't. You can tell me as much as you want, but I want to see how she does. I don't know. It's just
My issue with
I
it
think
was
I would
like
have
the
liked it better
power.
if they did it. Sorry.
My only like big issue with it was the consistency of her powers, because like
Yes.
when she was fighting her teammates or former teammates in the spaceship, she was just kind of like casually fighting using her powers, blah blah blah. but it seemed like she was going all out at certain points in it, and then it cuts later to her flying through spaceships. And I don't know. It just seems like there was a weird, like the power is really good during certain instances, then others it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, it kind of does damage.
What I remember from that movie, like your problems are, it is valid, but there were certain scenes that it made some sense. Like one of very early on in the movie, I recall there was a bit where she's on one of the ships and then she like full blasts some dude with a laser beam or whatever, and it cuts through the
Yeah.
whole ship. And that from that moment on, she's like, "Oh, these things are actually really deadly. I should not be using them that much." So I felt like that was like how the writers were justifying why she would hold back a lot. Like in the
Yeah.
fights where it seems like her powers aren't doing that much, it's because she's trying not to destroy the ships that she's currently fighting on.
Wait,
But
was that
yeah,
when she was like being held captive and they were
I
going
think
through her
so.
memory?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. I think I had to step out during like
I
the middle of that
barely.
scene,
Ah,
so
okay.
I've only
that
seen
might have
that
been
movie
because
once.
when I came back, she was like falling out of the sky, and then they were like waking up on a beach, all the aliens.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So I think I may have missed a scene.
I don't
Okay.
even remember that. Again, I haven't seen it since it came out. It's like almost 2 years ago.
I want to say I've seen it twice. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, you saw it when it came out, and then you saw it again during the
You
like
were
lead up to
you
Yeah,
were like
yeah.
marathoning them, yeah.
yeah, you marathoned it.
Yeah, I was marathoning it, catching up my now ex-girlfriend up, so that was fun.
Yeah, and you skipped Black Panther because you said it was the least important when it's most definitely
Okay.
not
It's
the least
set
important.
Okay.
in Wakanda.
Yeah,
What?
Infinity War is set. Like, there's like 40
Yeah,
minutes of
that's the
Infinity
whole
War
the
movie.
only
set in
thing.
Wakanda.
I mean, okay. First of all, we were like down to the wire on some of those movies. All right, this was like a week before Infinity War started.
There's some
Did you
And
watch
dog
also,
barking
I
in the
knew that
background.
well, it's not Infinity War Endgame, and I knew that for efficiency's sake, I knew that Infinity War would establish Wakanda because it would have that whole scene from the Captain American company's perspective of them like, "Are we sure this is the right way? Yep, these are what the coordinates say. All right, fly through the wall." It would get that establishment out of the way, and also hot take. I think Black Panther was much better as a character in Civil War than he was in his own movie.
Really?
I mean, he went through his whole character arc in Civil War.
Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of get that.
Yeah, like he was way more. And before anyone says this, it's not because he was a side character. I came out of Civil War wanting to see more of Black Panther because like he was executed really well in that movie.
Yeah, that scene where he's running down the highway, that was
Yeah,
really cool.
that was fun. But also specifically the spoiler alert, the bit at the end with Zemo, like the whole
Oh,
Zemo
Yeah,
goes to
I
try to
like
shoot
that.
himself in the head, and he was like, "No, the living are not done with you yet."
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah,
I don't know if I agree with his character arc was done in Civil War. There was
no, he
a
already had his character arc.
there was like there was a big part of like him getting closure about the truth of what happened at the embassy. But
Yeah.
then you forget that a huge part of Black Panther is him being a king. And he wasn't a king yet
Yeah.
until he was officially in, Black Panther 2018. So that's a whole
Yeah.
nother part of his arc that he has to go through is learning how to be a king. And
I
you
thought
don't get that in
Black
Civil
Panther
War.
was more of a king or a Killmonger movie, honestly. Like there was more stuff, I guess, interesting going on with Killmonger than Black Panther.
I do think Killmonger is one of the more interesting villains, but I see what you were trying to say, Austin.
Yeah.
But just I was just in my perspective because I read the comics,
Yeah.
not every single one, but I read some of the comics when I was younger, and I was like, oh, a big part of him is being a king, not just him.
Yeah.
I wish they showed more of him like trying to manage the kingdom before.
I kind of wish they did
he
that
gets
too,
kicked out.
and
That'd be
then
really cool to see.
it was kind of like whiplash, not really whiplashy, but like he had to do so much while being a king at the beginning of like in the movie. He's like, I'm gonna go on this mission. It's like, dude, you should probably stick around and learn how to be a king. It's like, nah, I'm probably gonna go on this mission.
I mean,
Yeah.
what I did like about like that whole how the cinematic universe pitched Black Panther was, wasn't the implication basically that he had been Black Panther for a while and only became king because his dad died?
Yes, that's pretty
Yeah.
much it. Yeah, he would
Yeah, so like
he was trained to be Black Panther. In the movie, I don't remember if that was in Civil War that was the first time he put on the suit, but he was definitely trained to be
oh yeah, no, I don't
Black
believe it
Panther.
was the first time. I liked that. I liked the idea that it was like, he kind of played politics with his dad, but he was mostly like Black Panther.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a continuity issue? Like, I thought they said in Black Panther that only the king could be Black Panther.
I don't remember that exactly, but
I
Yeah,
might
I
be
don't
wrong.
remember
remember
that part
in
either.
It's
in
been a
the
couple
I just
years.
remember Killmonger just wanted to have the little power thing as well.
well in the
Oh,
don't
the flower. Yeah.
yeah the
Right, because
flower.
the hold on, that whole like fight sequencing, that wasn't to decide the king, that was to decide Black Panther.
Yes. And
No, that
also
was the challenge for the throne.
yes.
I don't think so.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because
if
they
you're
brought in the guys from the other village came in.
Yeah, they wanted to have the Black Panther
ape
power.
tribe, was it?
Yeah.
Or what did they call themselves?
the
M'Baku's people.
yes, I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly the
yeah.
name of that tribe, but it's kind of in tandem with each other. If you get the throne, you get the flower. So I think the important thing everyone wants is the throne, not necessarily the flower. Now with Killmonger, his focus, because his whole mo is to topple governments,
That's one
and
way to word it.
Yeah, he's
that
a agent or
yeah,
not agent.
Not-
Essentially a super soldier.
yeah. So destroying that entire dispensary of flowers I don't even know if I'm using that word right. Is what is one of his things. Also, remember, in the beginning of Black Panther, it's established that T'Challa's dad wears the Black Panther, like his own Black Panther suit. So,
Oh, it was the gorilla tribe, the Jabari
Yeah.
tribe. Okay, that's
Yeah, that's
it.
right.
I was like, I thought they had like a giant gorilla,
Yeah, they were,
or
yeah.
something in
They-
their like.
yeah,
And I
Lair?
realized
I couldn't
Uh,
remember what it was.
Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 taught me why
Oh,
that is,
here we
by the
go.
way. Yeah, so in
Oh,
the
is this
in
a
the
plug?
comics,
no,
No.
not sponsored, guys. There's already so many images I have to put into this episode. I can't put Lego
Uh,
Marvel Superheroes 2 in
fair
here.
enough, fair enough. TLDR, M'Baku becomes something called the Man Ape, and is basically one of
Yeah, that's in the comics. Yeah,
one of Black Panther's comic book villains.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
there's a few. They didn't really cover that much. They
He kills a giant ape or something, and then bathes in its blood and gets its
Yeah.
powers or whatever.
In the Lego game?
Yeah, they legit almost say that too. They're like,
Wow.
yeah. So he killed this one ape and almost bathed in its, but then cut him off before he said blood. But there was a B syllable.
Oh wow, they put that in a kids
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
huh? That's crazy.
You guys have no idea. Lego games are like legit when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Wow.
It's like, okay, 90% of the main story is, like cringy kid jokes and stuff like that. But then you get like those little nuggets of all ages humor.
Yeah.
And then once you do all the stuff and all the missions, and then you have all the like recent games have all like the open world side content, that stuff, there are some beautiful gems in there.
I don't know
Like-
how I feel about the newer Lego games with the voiced characters though. I think I was just used to hearing just like the simple grunts from like the early 2000s Lego games.
That's a valid stance to have, and I will not knock you for that. Unlike purchasing Captain Marvel 4 jacket.
I hate you. I hate you.
You're great, Matt. But like I feel like when Lego's allowed to do what they want, they've got a pretty good track record. It's whenever my problem with the voice acting is when they make games based off of, for example, the Lord of the Rings movies or the Avengers movies, where they literally take audio from the movies.
Oh
and
yeah, they
plug
did
it
that
into
with the
game.
Lego movie too. That was annoying.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
ugh.
no, that's never works out well, especially in the Lego Avengers one. They basically took a single throwaway line for Hawkeye in Age of Ultron, I think, where he said something about, "Do you know what it feels like to be unmade?" and then made that a line that would keep playing anytime he attacked a
That's
large group of
so
enemies.
bad. That's bad.
Yes, it was so jarring, so annoying, and so just no. But
This
the
physical cringe that I just heard right now.
yes, it was. Yeah, Marvel superheroes and so far too are good about like just doing their own thing.
I'm
And
sure.
the side content, they know that the average child is not going this hard on this game.
Right.
So it's real good. I
That's
remember
that's
there were
why
a lot of
I'm kind of afraid that the Skywalker trilogy is going to do that.
yeah.
At least the newer games.
Yeah, my expectation for Skywalker trilogy is, well, okay, I saw the new trailer for that. Well, I say new, but this is like 3 to 6 months old. But it seemed like they were doing like new lines, if that makes sense.
I haven't seen the trailer, so
Yeah, it's not movie quotes that they're using.
okay,
So
that's good at least.
I think they'll do an all right job with that. I'm really looking forward to the side content of that though, because I can't wait to see what they do with that, because there's some fun that can be had. Did you guys know that Yaddle is in that?
Yaddle is going to be in the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
There's like a single frame of one of the trailers where it shows just her standing around.
I
She's a
can't
playable
wait
character.
for
Good.
to like. I don't know how like 2 characters is going to work in that game. You know, like the co-op, somewhat the co-op function that you can do on your own back in the old games.
Yeah.
Can't wait to play as Yaddle, have Yoda by my side, and just yeah.
Make a Grogu.
Make baby we will. Yes.
Oh.
No.
No
Anywho,
Dutch.
what was I gonna say? I can't remember. Continue.
Oh, I was gonna. Did you? If you guys didn't have anything else to add about our Marvel MCU
Lego
roasting and Lego
discussion?
roasting, I was gonna move on to the big topic at hand, and which is what the hell happened to the stock market this week?
I know next to nothing about the stock market, just all the memes. So my opinion is going to be very on this.
Yeah. So basically, from my
Do
understanding,
you want like the literal answer or like the meme too long didn't read?
I'm gonna give the TLDR, and then if I mess up anything, please correct me.
Just kick him from the call if he messes anything up.
All right, I got
Please
my
don't.
finger on
I'm
the pulse.
begging.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, Tyler's
because
the
remember, I'll be the only one who's recorded because I'm recording it on my computer, so this is gonna be awkward.
Yeah.
There was a subreddit.
Mm.
I'm already gonna mess this up. What was
You
it?
already have.
Someone like a stock, like a billionaire. They were like basically making bets in the stock market that GameStop would tank.
Tyler, you want to take this?
Take it over, please. I'm fucking up real bad.
So hedge funds run stocks, right?
Right.
And basically what happened was they shorted GameStop. So when you short, I borrow a stock that you own.
Yep.
So I owe you the stock back. But I sell the stock expecting it to go down. And because these are all big companies, they can borrow 40%, meaning that, more stocks were sold than existed. So people on Wall Street Bets and Biz on 4chan noticed this, and they decided to buy the stocks. So now that they're holding them to return the ones they owe, or they'll have to pay it out.
Yeah. That sounds very familiar.
You cut a little bit out at like the end. After
Yeah,
you said
I was able
repeating
to.
that again.
So basically, 140 more stocks were in circulation that existed because the hedge funds were borrowing them and selling them to drive it down, and basically GameStop was going to be put out of existence.
Yeah.
But people noticed and bought the stocks, so now when the hedge funds go to get them back, they'll have to buy them
at the higher price. Yeah.
Higher price. Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole It's like Fallout New Vegas. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
And
Well, it
then
was rigged when
Dogecoin
everything
peaked
went
at
downhill. I mean,
and then
those
Dogecoin peaked at like 77 cents or something.
dude,
Wait,
I was staring at Dogecoin the whole day. Like,
you had like what, $30 in Dogecoin?
I had 30 in it for the meme a while ago.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I didn't make a lot of money on it, but I definitely more than doubled what
Made
was
some.
already in Doge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was taking screenshots because it's literal history. Dogecoin
Will
I
never.
doubt it
Yeah.
would ever peak like that again,
It's
unless
gonna peak
inflation
tomorrow. Watch
happens
it.
and then everything
Imagine,
just
yeah.
kind of gradually goes up.
With one tweet, Elon can change the fate of the stock market. Okay, all he has
He
to say is
posted a picture
Doge.
of the he posted, I think it's a fashion magazine, Vogue,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
or Vogue. I don't
It's
remember how to
Vogue.
pronounce it. I
It's
think it's Vogue.
Vogue.
It was a picture of a dog on there, and it was Doge. And then everyone was like, "Oh, he's talking about Dogecoin, yeah!" And then there were people throwing in like their college tuition. There were people throwing in, their next month's rent.
yeah, no.
Some of them got out good. Like I stopped looking at it when it hit, I think 8.9 cents, or however you would want to say that.
Dang.
Zero, it was almost 9 cents, which was crazy. But I looked at it earlier today and it was at like 2. So
Wow.
on its way back down.
There was one guy who years ago he put money into stocks for GameStop when they were so low. And now, because of all of this, he has made a life-changing amount of money. And this is just some normal guy, which I think is pretty cool.
Well, there's a yeah, go on.
I was just saying because it's just taking it to pretty much telling the hedge funds to shove it, you know?
Well, that wasn't why Doge peaked. Doge was in response to GameStop pretty much halting.
Yeah,
All the
because
trading
all
apps
the
were like,
trading apps were like, no,
no.
yeah. They were selling people's stocks too without permission, right?
If I
I've heard conflicting
understand,
things on that.
yeah, there were some instances where like it was more of people had their thing listed to sell at a certain amount and they were trying to cancel it, but it wouldn't let them cancel.
Oh.
Which in that case, then they were forced to sell. But I did see some stuff where people were going, "Hey, I didn't approve of this sale. What's happening? Why is this selling?"
Because when they because people keep saying hold the line, so people if they sell their stocks, that means it's just gonna deflate, right?
Yeah, if you say hold, then you're keeping your stock. You're trying to get everyone to not sell.
Yeah.
As people sell, then it goes down.
You're gonna say, Tyler?
For the most part, at least.
Yeah, they were just trying to hold until the short positions closed, so that the hedge funds would have to buy the inflated rates to give them back. They were trying to hold until like basically the stock was due back.
Yeah, which I mean,
Which
A lot of
then,
people
like,
weren't trying to
launched
make
it
money,
up
and they were just
with
holding the stocks to keep the price high.
yeah.
Yeah, and that would launch it higher because then more stocks are getting purchased by the hedge funds, so it would go up even more.
unintentionally.
There's a
Or, well,
billionaire
I guess
on
in that case it would be intentionally.
there's a billionaire on Twitter who said he was going to put $1 million into GameStop stock and hold it.
I mean, I read a rumor that it's gonna drop to like $60 a share. I don't know what's at right now, but there was gonna be some sort of like, and I'm not a stock market expert at all. I barely really understand what's going on with it.
We are not
But
financial advisors.
no, not at all.
Bill
But
by
I
the
did
Dip
see
Mitchell.
Yet.
Bill by the Dip
No,
Mitchell.
Austin, stop.
But
we have
I
no
did
qualifications.
yeah, don't take financial advice from this at all.
Not yet.
No.
You gotta take financial
But,
advice from a guy like me who buys a bunch of Marvel Legends. Like, really?
just for the jacket.
So fucking.
I don't know. I read
I was-
something that I didn't fully understand where it's going to be manually dropped to like $60 a share in GameStop. I know companies can, or that can happen with stocks, because I saw one where it was valued at a certain number, and then they sent out a notice where it was like everyone's getting a percentage of it. I don't know. The prices can just change randomly, it seems, based on what the stock market itself wants,
Yeah, I've always been intimidated by stock
or the
market
brokers.
because basically it's I feel like I would get complacent, put my stock into something and it goes up, and then I would just not take it out, and then but then eventually I would lose my money if I decide not to take it out.
Yeah. I mean, if you put stuff in and then it doubles and you're like, "Oh, I want to stay in," just take out what you would put in. I mean, at that point, then you either lose the money that you got or you make more money.
Yeah, you get a
It's
point.
not, you're not risking losing the amount you put in because, and I know Tyler said it before, not during this recording, but you go in with the expectation to sort of lose, or you don't bet with money that you can't
Of
risk
course,
losing.
right. Like you gotta make some risks to make if you want to,
The biscuits.
yeah, the biscuit. But at the same time, I feel like I wouldn't be comfortable risking it because I would just rather keep what I have.
Yeah,
I'm 100% positive that as soon as I spend money expecting,
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
not comfortable losing anything.
yeah, forgot what I was gonna say. I guarantee
as
that if
soon as you.
I put like money into something on
Mm,
the assumption that I will win, I will lose it.
mm.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah,
you're
that
focused
happens
on
to a
winning.
lot in Destiny when you get exotic
Oh,
exclusives almost
It's
immediately during the raid.
because I don't want them.
well,
Mm,
Bungie just is listening to you and is like, "Hey, get fucked, kid."
Yeah, no, they're saying that to Jake and our other friend that's trying to get those guns.
yeah, we've done. We've done what's
Basically,
it? Deepstone Crypt
yeah,
3 times a week since it launched, and we have both not gotten the rocket launcher.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
well,
one
the
guy that we
exotic one.
constantly bring with us, or no, I shouldn't say constantly because that's not right. We've brought this new guy in twice or 3 times, and he's gotten it twice, which doesn't make any sense.
I didn't even know you could get it twice.
maybe
I mean, that proved you can get it twice. He
m-
sent a
Yeah.
screenshot of it because we
maybe
didn't
they're
believe him.
biased against Canadians like you.
Well, at this point, we're thinking that it might be glitched, and it's thinking we already got it dropped, and that's why we
That
haven't
would
seen
be
one.
extremely annoying.
Then that guy got it twice, which makes me think that's not the case, and we're just
Yeah,
bad luck. It's like a 5% drop or 10% drop, but I
yeah.
mean, at this point, you should have seen at least one.
You would think. Oh yeah, you guys have rated. You've done Deepstone way more than I have. Way more than I would want to.
I mean, a
So
lot
yeah,
of it is just doing extra runs for helping people with it, but
yeah. Okay.
um, like if you look at our banner where it like says the amount of
Yeah,
times that we've run it,
yeah.
that's definitely inflated by the extra runs, especially
Gotcha.
Cloud trying to get the what was
Flawless.
it,
Yeah.
flawless.
Rip that
But
poor soul.
yeah,
I wouldn't know a thing because I don't want to bother. It's a free to play game, but I don't want to bother with live service tile. Also,
Fair,
I'm
fair.
bad at competitive. Well, it's not really competitive, but I'm bad at video games where you constantly have to practice and be good at it.
I guess. Yeah. It's definitely. I can definitely say it's a game you probably wouldn't like.
I don't know. It was just like it seemed like I
Like
would like it, but
you would
yeah.
enjoy the good stuff, but the problem with Destiny is that the good stuff requires you to um do all the stuff you don't like.
Yeah, I don't.
Like leveling up in that game is
Oh,
it's a chore.
it's a purposely grindy game, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that.
And I don't know. It just seemed like when I've played the first one that there was lore in there that had so much great potential that was just bogged down by the live service element of it. And then they're like, "Oh, if you want a good understanding of the lore, then go read it online." But it's like, then why bother establishing the lore in the first place if it's not going to be properly displayed in the game? And I'm not
They're
saying there's not
doing
lore in the
yeah.
game, but
Yeah, I feel like they're doing a like a slightly better job of doing that nowadays.
yeah,
But
I haven't played the
also
second one
it's
at all.
yeah. Yeah, second one was like leaps and bounds above the first in terms of the like stuff actually happening on screen and
Yeah,
not just, you know,
yeah, but then they had
lore
to
cards.
cut like 90% of the content.
I don't
It'll
know
come
about
back
that.
eventually.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
right
that.
now it's more of a constraint of
No,
why is
I
this
understand.
game
I completely
so
understand
big
why they
on
did it.
people's hard drives,
Yeah.
and then the loading times were just getting bad.
Right.
Oh yeah, the load times were atrocious before Beyond Light.
It would take like what 5 minutes to load on a
Yeah,
console
that's what it felt like.
from launching the game to picking your character to getting to like the tower. Be
Mhm.
about a 5 or 6 minute process on console.
Yeah.
But
And it
now,
still is sometimes.
well, it's yeah.
if you're not on
depending on
next
your
generation
connection.
hardware. Anyways.
Oh,
I'm
just go on eBay, just
trying,
buy one.
man. The fucking scalper bots won't leave me alone.
Look, everything's dropping in price. Like you go on eBay right now, and you can find PlayStations for 800 when they were like 2,000 a month ago.
But I
It's
wanna-
starting to get
if
to the point where it's getting better.
if the MSRP is 500, then I'm buying it for 500. Damn it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I know.
I'm meaning
Yeah.
that the scalpers at this point they have
No,
too
right.
many.
That's the thing is people don't want to buy scalpers. So from scalpers. So yeah, it's just like screw you. I'm not gonna buy it from you. I'd
Yeah.
rather not have it than buy it
Yeah.
from you, which is smart.
How much
I
money
mean-
did you spend on yours, Jake, out of curiosity?
Wait, you got the Series
I
X,
don't
right?
want to disclose that, but
Mm.
it wasn't too much more
Okay.
than what is it, MSRP? It wasn't too much more than that.
Did you get from a scalper or did you get from like a bundle or something?
Originally, I was getting it from a bundle, but I bought mine from an eBay seller
So a scalper
who
got
was
it.
not selling it for an insane price.
Gotcha.
Like one guy I know from work knows a guy who he does not know anything about bots. He just so happened to get a few of the consoles on his own, which is impressive. I don't know. And he is reselling at least the PS4 for this disc version for 700. All things sorry, PS5, the disc version for 700, which all things considered isn't horrible, but I still want the $500 price.
Yeah.
Well, I did see something that they're supposed to be making like 1 million or like 1.2 million more units pretty soon.
Until they put them on store shelves and let actual human beings buy them in person.
That's not happening for like 2.5 more
get
years. Because the people keep saying that you know what in the world is gonna get better, and it's not. It's not gonna get worse, but it's just gonna stay the same for now. And
you guys see that the Olympics might, from what I understand, you know how it was supposed to be in Tokyo?
Yeah,
I think it was
year.
Tokyo last year.
Yeah,
they're going to try again for the summer, and if it doesn't work,
2021 or 2022,
they're going to do it this summer. But if it doesn't work, I was under the impression that they were going to do it next year instead, and just kind of keep going every summer until it actually happens. From what I understand, and I don't think it's an official thing, but the guidelines would be if it doesn't happen this summer, they're just postponing the Olympics period until whenever they get a better time frame, and it might not even be in Japan.
Oh, that sucks for them.
One, which would suck for them because they spent all that time getting ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad that
they even made the Mario and Sonic games.
Stop it!
Why? You can't make me.
I could try. I know I can't, but
you can mute me.
The only thing is just like it sucks for Japan because basically Akira happened to them, except it was a million times less bombastic
deadly.
and deadly. Well, I don't know about the deadly part, but yeah, definitely less eventful than Akira.
Was that?
Would you like?
I mean, Akira. Do they announce the countries like way ahead of time for the Olympics? Like, could I look 20 years in the future and see? Oh, that's when the Olympics will be in this country.
I think so.
I don't think they've done anything like that because usually it's the the year before is when I would find out what country it's going to be in.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's just like the
I
time frame is every what is it, 2 years there's
Yeah.
a summer, and then every 2 years there's a winter. Is that how
Yeah,
it goes?
what? It's the Olympics committee or something. I don't know what the
yeah.
official name is, but whoever it is, they probably come up with it ahead of time, but won't reveal it until it's
I
getting ready.
have a vague memory. No one quote me on this. I'm probably wrong, but I have a vague memory growing up of some article coming out where Obama was like going out of his way while in office to petition that committee to have the Olympics in America,
Has there
and they
been one in
basically,
America?
I don't think so, and they basically
Uh,
said, haha, no.
let me check.
I don't.
Where would they even have that in America though?
Put it in fucking Milwaukee, like just somewhere where it's just like a small town in Denver or something, and then there's just a flood of traffic,
And they just can't keep up. Yeah,
yeah, I
no.
think that would be extremely hilarious.
Alaska.
Oh wait. Hold on. 5 cities have been chosen for the 2020 through 2030 year frame.
Oh, really?
2020 was supposed to be summer for Tokyo,
Mhm.
Beijing for 2022 winter, Paris for summer 2024, Milan Cortina? Milan Cortina? I'm not too sure where that is.
Milan?
For Winter Olympics 2026, and then Los Angeles for 2028.
Los
summer.
Angeles.
Yes.
Wow.
I guess that makes sense.
But yeah, Los Angeles happened in the 30s, 80s.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And I don't see any other U.S. city.
Milan Cortina is Italy, by the way.
U.S. has hosted a total of 8 Olympics, which is more than any other country.
Wait,
Followed by
Okay, now
France,
it's
so there,
Switzerland, and the
okay.
UK.
So I never actually knew that there were any in the America. That's it. That's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading this off Wikipedia. I could be
I
completely
didn't
wrong,
bother
but,
to check, you know.
I
Wikipedia,
just
the
haven't.
free online
There was one in
encyclopedia that
St.
anyone can edit?
Louis in 1904. Wow.
Yeah, what again? Because Austin was doing a meme.
Oh, there was one in St. Louis in 1904.
St. Louis of all places.
There's
St.
another place.
Louis.
Lake Placid. I'm not too sure where that is.
Isn't that one of the? I was about to say it's like one of the Great Lakes, but I could be completely
It's a
wrong.
horror movie.
No, it's not great because it's placid.
Oh, that's Italy. Milan Cortina. I'm gonna be saying that completely wrong.
Yeah, Matt said that
that's in
earlier.
Italy.
Good one, Austin.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm
Lake
sorry.
Placid's in
It
New York.
happens.
It's just
Oh.
literally a small area in New York.
It'd be way too squished
Yeah.
together,
No,
in my opinion, for putting the Olympics.
Yeah, America. Honestly, I don't think America's a good place for Olympics.
It's just like
Why
wherever
so?
you'd
Why would you
want
say
to
that?
put it, there's too much going on.
Yeah.
If you want to put it in New York, there's people just living on top of each other the far the eye can see. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing for Beijing, but
You could say the same thing with a lot of those other countries, which is why there's like a ton of riots when a lot of the Olympics happen.
or like in Rio.
Yeah, and then there were a few others that weren't just Rio.
I don't know if Canada, when they did the Vancouver winter, I don't think they had any issues.
I think it
That I can
depends
remember.
on their
Who
economic,
wins?
like where they are economically. I don't think there would be a problem with Japan. I
I mean, before the current state of events.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, we've talked about the stock market. We've talked about Lego Star Wars, Marvel, Lego Marvel
Superheroes too.
Superheroes 2.
This is to become a
MCU.
nostalgia
Second one?
podcast.
Any of you guys do anything interesting lately? I mean, it's only been what, a week since we last talked on the podcast. Like anything notable happened?
Oh, I don't know. I can really only think about the figures I got, you know? I got a Piccolo figure as well, which I've had for a little while, but I didn't really get to mess around with it until this week. And it's cool.
Is that debuting on this channel?
No, I've uploaded the review already.
Oh,
Tyler, what have you been doing
Yeah.
this past week?
Nothing. Nothing at
Why?
all.
Why?
Oh, work.
All right.
Yeah.
We had talked about this before the podcast, Tyler, but I did try out Rage 2 for like 35
Right.
minutes and I got so bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was extremely bored.
Could have been a good
it's just
game, but
running
like,
like a
It was just kind of Doom in Mad Max, and I was like, I'd rather play Doom. And
yeah. Yeah. Well, it does like the Far Cry thing, where it's like, here's 3 areas with a person in each area. Go do missions for them, and then do the big thing, and then you're done with that area.
Yeah. And I
yeah,
know what system you're talking about. I've never played either of the Rage games. They're on my list, but they're very low, I'd say.
the first one's okay. It's just nothing spectacular.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And then, yeah, the second one is very disconnected from the first one. I mean, it's the same universe, but it's
I remember Rage 2 was basically, I'm pretty sure they made and released that to try to fill the Borderlands shaped hole that was there at the time. Which is funny because then like the next couple months after they announced that game, or the next
was
year, they
that was the
Borderlands
same
3,
year
yeah.
because
Yeah.
Oh, it was the same year. Yeah, that's right.
well, the announcement was
Right.
the announcement for Borderlands was mid like early like first quarter of 2019, maybe second
That
quarter of
sounds right.
2019. And then Rage 2 was released in the first quarter of 2019. So they're like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
that's right. That's right. I think it was pretty much right after the game came out, like a week or two later, Borderlands 3.
yeah, it was getting announced, which
Yeah,
I
kind
mean,
of funny.
yeah, sucks for them because everyone's like, oh, well, when a game comes along, that's a shooter, that's in a specific type of environment, right?
Hmm.
Very distinct. Just gonna throw it out there, the apocalypse type of environment. It's colorful. It's got gunplay. Everyone, not everyone, but most people will immediately think Borderlands, and you're just copying Borderlands. And then when Borderlands comes out, they're like, "Oh, okay, great, more Borderlands," which is not a bad thing to think, but it's just unfortunate for other games that I don't want to say
Play around with the same theme, but not the
yeah,
same.
but take their own approach with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it does take its own approach, but it tries to do the quirky, ooh, look, crazy
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the vibe I was getting from
bandits.
what I heard about that. Yeah.
I think the same studio that made it was two studios that made Rage 2. It was id, who makes Doom,
Hmm.
and then Avalanche, who made the Mad Max game actually, and I think Just Cause.
Okay.
So they put the
Interesting
driving and
combo.
exploration elements of Avalanche Studios work, and then they mixed in the shooting with id, which id's shooting is so good. Like
That's what
yeah,
I've
Just
heard.
Cause 3 is such a good game.
I never played any of
The shooting in that game was good. The driving was not.
Yeah.
I played the second one, and it was very very fun, very goofy. And I wanted to play. I have 3, I think, still installed on my PlayStation 4's hard drive. I just haven't played it.
I just feel
Oh,
like
it's so much fun.
those kind of
Yeah.
games, it's you play one, you play them all, unfortunately.
No.
Not really. I feel like at least 2 and 3 seem like they've mixed up a bit.
Okay.
Like, well, also consider Just Cause 2 came out on the Xbox 360.
Right, I was gonna say the generational shifts too.
Yeah, there was that. And then 3 added like the wings and all that stuff, which wasn't in like the earlier games, but makes so much sense whenever you, especially having played or having. I had played Just Cause 2 when I saw the announcement for Just Cause 3, saw the wingsuit and I was like, oh, that's a really cool innovation for that system.
Okay.
If you do play Just Cause 3, you have to get all the DLC, so you get the jetpack wingsuit.
Yeah.
Really?
The regular wingsuit can go fuck itself. I hate the regular one. The jetpack one is very, very nice, or the rocket one, however you want to call it.
All the DLCs for that look just really fun because you got
They're
that
very
thing.
fun.
Yeah, you got that. You got the jetpack one, which includes like a flying fortress that they basically add to the world map, I think.
Yep.
The other one was you basically
Airship.
rob a carrier to get a what was the reward for that one? The sea heist
Uh,
one?
So the sea heist is it's like an array of oil stations, but one
Mm-hmm.
of them is like broadcasting a signal to create a storm. You get a boat which has tracking rockets on it,
Yeah, that's right.
and a minigun that has like 360-degree turn on both sides of the boat.
Nice.
I think the boat is also rocket propelled. if I
And then
remember correctly.
the first of those expansions was just robot suit, right?
So yeah, it was the mech that has the railgun on it, or the machine gun on it if you want, and then it's got the gravity power, so you can like lift objects with
Oh,
the
I didn't
left
know
hand
about
of
that
it
part.
and launch them, which is really cool.
That
That's the one you sneak onto like a plane and go to an island, and then
okay.
I think the island has like a gravity field around it that prevents you from going to it.
Gotcha.
Um,
Hmm.
the story for that DLC is not really that great, but
I mean, the story for all
I
of
was
them
about
isn't
to
that great
say,
from what
isn't the
I know.
story for
It's like very like 007 but kooky.
sure,
It's like
yeah. I mean, the
007
sea
on
heist one
crack?
is literally, hey, you guys want to go get money? And they're like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And then
Yeah.
they're like, well, don't really have much to do. Let's go steal the stuff from this little, colony of oil things out in the sea.
I can
Yeah.
imagine him running out of things to do and going, "Get the lifeguard."
What a reference. So yeah,
Well,
transitional time.
I think
This is a
that's about does
beach.
it. So did you just say this isn't a beach? That's a
This is a beach. This is
that's
a bathtub.
okay. We let's end it there. I don't want to get into that reference.
What's a funny meme?
It is, but oh boy.
All right. Join us next time for
Oh,
deep
God.
thoughts.
Yeah,
Join
well,
us
next time
next
when we
time.
talk about deep underground military bases and
Dumbs.
And music taste.
alien conspiracy and Wendigos
And Dogecoin.
and Doge again, probably.
Nah,
But I mean, we don't plan any of this out, so we're probably not going to talk about
Yeah,
any
you
of
could
that.
tell. You could tell
I
that
had
we
a
haven't
whole
planned any
like
of this out.
backup
Yeah, I'm
topic
trying
I
to
had
come
if
up
we
with
needed to have
stuff
the side.
off
For
the top
time.
of my head. Oh, also, I need to make an addendum to last episode
Uh-huh.
because I committed a cardinal sin of gaming.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I got my lore wrong.
What lore
You got
happened?
your lore
I
wrong?
said when we were talking about the McDonald's toys, the Diamond and Pearl toys do exist because I actually ordered some on eBay. They're
Oh.
sitting over by my TV. But
Nice.
I said two things wrong. I said the Egyptian Mewtwo, which I meant to say the ancient Mew card. And that didn't even get released at a McDonald's. That was released during the 2000 Pokemon movie. So I got two things completely wrong with that.
Tisk tisk.
Yeah, that's the
You-
cardinal sin of gaming.
40
you
lashes
got
with a wet noodle.
I will gladly accept.
Well, while
Not
we're
yet.
excommunicating Jake, thank you all for tuning in and listening.
Yeah, all two of you. I see
all
you.
two,
You're
all
great.
2 or 3 of you, we appreciate it, and we will catch you all on the next episode.